let me ask you this. If you're walking through whatever street of your city or town, whatever, at nighttime, you just leave a bar and you're slightly buzzed, but you're still mentally conscious of what your surroundings are. You can, you could have drove home, but the bar is like, 3 blocks away from your house, and you decide to walk. Okay. Now, picture the scenario that while you see that the street that you normally walk upon, there's just a weird number of people in black hoodies with the hoods over their heads, and you're very sketchy about walking the same way you traditionally walk home, okay? And so you see a alley, and it has 3 to 4 street lamps lit, so it's not dark, but you'll walk down the alley anyway because, it's a safer route to take instead of, possibly running into thugs or anybody that might want to harm you wearing the black hoodies with the hoods over their heads. So you walk down the alley, this alley that has 3 or 4 street lamps. Then you hear someone cock a gun, put it to the back of your head, and say, "Give me your money, give me your car keys, or phone, whatever." And they have a gun back to your head, and you can feel the barrel right in the back of your head, right? Someone has a gun in the back of your head. What are you going to do? You're going to cooperate, give them your car keys or phone, whatever they say, right? So you stay fucking alive. You're not going to pick a fight with them. Apparently, to this neurologist, Gail Saltz, that did a video for Think Big called Liberal versus Conservative, a neuroscientific analysis with Gail Saltz, thinks that only conservatives would react in fear to that situation. Yeah, she says that liberals don't feel any fear at all. Really? If anybody had a gun to the back of their head, walking through an alley at nighttime, past midnight at that, even if you're a liberal, you're going to shit your pants out of fear. There's no fucking way anybody is going to feel safe walking at fucking night again after an incident like that. Because that's terrifying. And what bothers me to high heavens is that this biased study, as I said, it's biased, you could tell by the likes and dislikes ratio, it's biased because of that reason. That scenario that I told you to picture yourself in. If you're a liberal or conservative, whatever, you probably got chills down your spine thinking of yourself in that situation. That fight or flight response is an evolutionary trait that we have. If something terrifies us, we run in the other direction. That's how life fucking works. That's why the human species is so successful at reproducing and staying alive and reproducing generations and generations of different humans because of the fight or flight response. It should be an active part of the brain regardless of your political affiliation. But this person is also saying in this video that liberals are more open to change than conservatives. Really? Last time I checked, most of my liberal and conservative friends like change. They like positive change. They like, they like the change that, oh, people are getting the rights they deserve and all that. yeah, most people, liberal or conservative alike, like positive change. But I also seen both my liberal and conservative friends detest bad change or change that affects American society very poorly or can put us in danger. Here's a good example. I have liberal and conservative friends who say the idea of entertaining the idea of Sharia law in America is terrifying. And these are people who identify as either liberal or conservative. Both sides view that idea as terrifying. In a nation where we have freedom of choice and freedom of expression, in a Sharia law world, not possible. And that's the thing. You have some liberals and some conservatives who adopt these fascist ideologies, and they're in low numbers. You know why? Because most people don't like that idea in America. They don't like fascist or terroristic ideas in America. This is why most people are pro freedom, pro independence, instead of pro terrorist and pro fascism. So both liberals and conservatives embrace change, they just don't embrace destruction. Okay? Liberals and conservatives embrace change, they don't embrace destruction. And this idea that liberals and conservatives are different based on fight or flight response and open mindedness is completely false. It's a false dichotomy. It's a straw man argument because it makes no fucking sense. It makes no fucking sense. We are smart and dumb based upon what our interests are in. I'm very much into entertainment, movies, music, not so much television anymore, but, documentaries. Music, entertainment, documentaries, history. History. I'm good at those things. I like politics too. But I don't know everything about politics, so to be fair, But I'm good at history, film, music. I like that shit. I have a more understanding of that and what goes into these movies on a philosophical level instead of sports, for example. I'm not into sports. I'm not really into sports at all, to be honest. And here's the thing. If I have a liberal or conservative friend that's into sports like football, baseball, and all that, and they watch it all the time and they study it like I study music, film, and all that, they're going to know more than me when it comes to that type of sport or sports if they like multiple sports. It's the same thing vice versa. I like history, military history, American history, so on and so forth, right? So if I have a friend that's strictly into military history, they might know more than me when it comes to military history. I might know some things when it comes to it, but they might know much more than me when it comes to that. So my point being is that we're all smart and dumb based upon what we're interested in. If we are interested in, the history, music, and all that, we're probably better at that. But if you're into, like, politics, news, and all that on a daily basis 24/7, you're probably better at that. But this idea that we're smart and dumb based upon, fight or flight or, open mindedness is dumb, like I said. And another reason why I think this is a biased video is because she doesn't, how do I put it? She doesn't really state how you could tell if someone is truly conservative or liberal or whatever, okay? I could tell you without a neurologist study how you could tell if someone is liberal or conservative. Conservatives go out to vote more often than Democrats, right? Republicans are very more likely to go out and vote. We know these statistics to be true. This is why Republicans, are winning a lot of elections because Democrats aren't going out to vote. Now, keeping this in mind, what does this say about the conservative? The conservative is very outgoing. They're very social. They're very extroverted. The conservative is extroverted. The conservative likes to be the life of the party or likes to be in the room with the person who is the life of the party. They're very extroverted. Liberals, on the other hand, are more so introverted than extroverted. Liberals find solace in either in a small group of friends or by themselves. Liberals, like to stay home more often or go to smaller places that don't get much people where them and their friends can hang out, right? So this would explain why Democrats don't have the numbers with voting. If Democrats had the same numbers as Republicans, both sides would be extroverted. But one side, conservatives are far more extroverted than liberals, which are more introverted. Now, libertarians, centrists, independents, people who are very flexible, politics, all of us in the center. There's a cackle of us in the center. But the people who are in the center of politics, we're not really introverted or extroverted. We're a little bit of both, or one more than the other. But yet we possess both traits, but we might be stronger in one trait than the other. So libertarians, we're probably a little more introverted than extroverted. There are probably, centrists who could be a little more extroverted than introverted, but that's the thing. People who are in the middle of the road in politics aren't either or with introversion or extroversion, but at the same time, they might be leaning one side over the other. But that's how you could truly tell if someone is conservative or liberal or whatever in politics, is based on how much they are sociable in the social setting. If they're not that sociable in the social setting, they're probably liberal. If they're really, really, really into going out and really being part of the crowd, they're probably conservative. But if someone is like somewhere in the middle between extroversion and introversion, or one side or the other, they're probably somewhere in the middle of politics. That's how you can truly tell where someone truly stands with politics. My take anyway. My observation from what I see of social media. Anyway, hope you guys enjoy. And that's my response to this bias study that Think Big posted on May 29, 2016. See ya.